is the air pollution level. And like every year, there is a political slugfest on, political bickering is on over what the solutions really can be and should be. Delhi government has once again put the blame on crop burning, and the centre says that's barely any contribution. Now, in midst of this entire passing the buck on the safety or you're in my lungs, Arvind Kejriwal has decided to install smoke towers. What exactly are smoke towers, and will they be able to solve India's problem, Delhi's problem when it comes to air pollution? That will be our focus on FII today. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. Let's get started and bring you the latest, and start by actually telling you what are the few basics you need to know about the smoke tower. All right? Now, smoke towers are basically structures designed to work, like the one on your screen right now, designed to work as large-scale air purifiers. They're usually fitted with multiple layers of air filters which clean the air of pollutants as they pass through them. Now, the filters installed in the tower will also use carbon nanofibers as a major component and will be fitted along its peripheries. The tower will focus on reducing the particulate matter load. Consider it like an air purifier, but instead of being placed in your room, it is actually being placed in the middle of a city. Now, people who live in the vicinity of the smoke tower may be able to breathe fresh air, but once they move away, the air quality will worsen. We have to think about the atmospheric height, which varies a lot in different places in comparison to the height of a ceiling, say, like I said, in your room. How much air can one tower actually clean? Now, during the Commonwealth Games, a similar tower was installed, and in 1 month, it accumulated 2.5 kgs of dust. Delhi, on an average, generates 60,000 tons of dust every year. That means in 1 month, Delhi generates about 5 million kg. Think about how many towers would be required to actually clean that amount of air. About 20 lakh towers would be required to be cleaning just that amount of dust from our air. But China has used it, successfully or not is quite a debate. But let's look at what they had done. Where there is lack of data, let me just say at the outset, and transparency about what happened to China's smoke towers. And so we don't really know if they actually work even for them. But it is only post a de facto emergency measure. In fact, a post facto emergency measure, if one can call it that. In China, for example, smoke towers are used for industrial pollution in industrial zones only. Now, what are the scientists saying about this, and will they work in Delhi? Now, scientists are of the belief that in Delhi, we are not even sure what the sources of pollution are in most times of the year. Sometimes it's stubble burning, other times it's construction. Smoke towers would be a very localized solution, they say. These visible short-term solutions they add give political gains, but it is much harder to actually solve the long-term problem. Example, like most of the Delhi pollution monitors don't even function. Hard work is left out of the way for governments to actually do the hard thing and find visible solutions which will work in the long run. State capacity as an issue. Now, stubble burning was banned, but there is no state capacity to enforce the ban. Don't have the capacity to sort of assess whether farmers burn crops or not. In fact, now we have satellite pictures, but are we able to control it on the ground? Well, that's a big question. Regional governments' cooperation is needed for smoke towers to work as well. So all these are perhaps what the scientists are saying about this, and there seems to be still not exact clarity over what will we achieve with these smoke towers. But Delhi at the moment, let me tell you, already has a functioning smoke tower. It is actually installed in Lajpat Nagar. FII team went there and look what we found out.
We are currently standing in Delhi's Lajpat Nagar, and what you see behind me is Delhi's first smoke tower that was installed in January this year. Now this is basically like a large scale air purifier. This is almost 20 feet high in height, and there are exhaust fans that have been installed inside this smoke tower that purify the polluted air that goes inside. So this smoke tower was built at a cost of about 7 lakh rupees. But activists have been against the installation of smog towers. Recently, the Delhi government announced that a similar smog tower would be installed in CP as well, but it would be bigger. It would cost about 20 crore rupees. Now, activists criticize the installation of smog towers for two reasons. One, they say that the approach needs to be stopping air pollution at its source and not this kind of approach where you've already polluted the air and then you look for solutions of purifying it. Second, they say that these smog towers are inefficient, they do not do the job. So, this smog tower here is supposed to remove 80% of the PM10 and PM2.5 pollutants in the air in the vicinity, but on the larger ambient air it will not have much of an impact. Now, activists say that if we really have to spend money, if the government is going to spend funds on reducing air pollution, then why not make that expenditure on the bigger sources of pollution like reducing industrial air pollution or coming up with big solutions to stubble burning. So that's where the focus needs to be, and not on purifying the air that's already been polluted through these smog towers that are so expensive, one at the cost of 7 lakh rupees, the one you see behind me, and the one set to come up in CP at the cost of about 20 crore rupees. In New Delhi, with camera person Sushil Rathi, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.
All right, so you just saw the first smog tower in India and what it will look like. Let me take forward to my guest this morning. We've got Vimblendu Jha. He is the founder for the India and is an environmentalist as well. We've got Jyoti Pandey will be joining. She'll be joining us in some time from now. T.R. Dua, he's the DG of Towers and Infrastructure Providers Association. And we have Karthik Ganeshan. He's a research fellow at the Council of Energy, Environment and Water. Vimblendu Jha, let me begin by asking you your first thoughts on these smog towers that are going to be installed in the capital.
I think, as much as the Supreme Court's intention in controlling air pollution is rightly placed, it's good intention, but, not basing a solution for such a mammoth crisis called air pollution in Delhi, not basing it on any data, any science, any study that has happened. In fact, imagine there were several of these smog towers that were installed in several parts of Delhi in 2018. In fact, they had to scale it down. As your reporter said, there's no evidence to prove what happened in Lajpat Nagar. There are several studies that say that, these smog towers that were installed in China really had no result. And then for the Supreme Court to rush into something which is really not curbing the pollution, but really post-pollution, looking at an expensive measure is really misplaced. So I think it's pseudoscience. Smog towers don't curb the pollution. In 20 crore rupees per smog tower, if that's the budget, when the overall budget of Delhi government is only for environment or air pollution is only 50 crores or 52 crores, is really misplaced. So I think it's very unfortunate that we are actually chasing a solution which is unverified, unscientific and expensive, when there are many other ways to really solve or curb air pollution. And you should look at the source of the problem rather than really looking at the tag end of the problem.
But if I were to put out the Delhi government's perspective on this, and this is something Supreme Court also said, that these are times of emergency. And this is indeed, they're not looking at it as a long-term solution. They're actually calling it a band-aid solution. But is this a band-aid solution for a bullet wound? That is something that we have to watch out for. We have T.R. Dua with us. Mr. Dua, take us through what your thoughts are on these smog towers.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I really couldn't hear my previous speaker, but what I could gather from him was that the solution which is being provided by the Delhi government is not unlikely to work because it hasn't proved in the test of the time even in China. Now, let me just walk you through. First of all, when looking at the solution, I think we need to know what are the primary sources which cause this issue and concern year on year, month on month, starting just middle of October till end of February or something like that. The few things which we need to look at is, and then we find out a solution. Maybe a smog tower, maybe one solution, but we need to see the efficacy of that solution. Vehicular emission, industrial emission, dust, and the construction and demolition, burning, biogas burning poor the waste management. This is very important. Now, if you look at the sources, these are some of the sources.
But sir, if I can interrupt, I'm actually trying to see whether or not in a place like Delhi, a smoke tower will work. That's the question.
I'm just trying to tell you, first of all, you should go into the crux of the problem. So we are talking of Delhi. Now, Delhi, how this issue arrives every year and in because of the stubble burning which are in the north. When the northwesterly winds come, this air starts blowing towards the west end, and that is how Delhi gets affected. Beside that, you have a number of other issues which cause this problem. Now, coming back to the smog tower, indeed, it's a solution which has been excellent initiative which has been thought by the government, but we need to see its workability and also the efficacy. So it hasn't proven the test of the time in China itself. If you look at the China, it worked on a very small zone, which was an industrial zone where it could work. Now here, there are a number of pockets. You've got almost 1.3 million people in Delhi. And even if you put, let's say, 1,000-meter tower, which is again, that's the atmospheric layer that you need to go there, where the air purifier will work around. And it only covers, I believe, around 500,000 of this cubic centimeter of the air, and may cover into 8 to 10 meter of the square meter of the area, which is not good enough. And cost-wise, it is 20 crore, it's fairly high cost. And in Delhi, you will minimum might need 350 to 400 towers. So, and looking at the budget, which my previous speaker said is 52 crores now. What we need to do, we need to find out solution. How can we work on this solution, which is cost-effective, efficient, and also serves the purpose of it. Smoke tower has not worked well in China, and here also it is yet to be installed, yet to be seen.
I'm not sure if smoke towers did not completely work in China, because China used it very differently. They actually installed it only in industrial zones. So it was like sort of an enclosed area, which is the purpose in a way of a smoke tower as well. So the question then arises is India or is Delhi actually using it into the right place to actually get the maximum output out of it? So a smoke tower in CP, will that make sense? That's the question actually in here. Let me bring in Karthik Ganeshan over here. Your thoughts?
I think between the speakers who've spoken before, they've clearly stated and
yeah,
and
there seems to be no takers for smoke towers just yet, except Arvind Kejriwal at the moment.
I mean, the funny part is this, right? That he's an engineer who's trained in one of the IITs. He's got a group of people who obviously advise him, who also are from some of these prestigious institutions.
He's following the advice of the Supreme Court as well at the moment.
But unfortunately, there is overreach on part of the Supreme Court, where where they've decided that this is the best solution because nothing else seems to be happening, right? And unfortunately, we are falling, prey to the views of the Supreme Court on this. I think evidence can easily be presented. So, for instance, over the weekend, we carried out a simple experiment where we put an industrial-sized air purifier in the balcony, right? And we actually measured what was the impact on air quality over a distance of just 10 to 15 feet, right? Okay. And we found that even at a distance of 15 feet from an air purifier that technically is supposed to purify 1,000 square feet, right? The drop was less than 15%, right? 10 feet away.
Less than?
10 feet away. Less than 15%.
15%, okay.
15%, exactly, right? And that too after 2 hours of operation in steady conditions, right? So clearly, if you were, and this is an industrial sized air purifier that's supposed to purify a large volume of air, right? So clearly, these solutions do not work. And I think this is really about showing everybody that hum kuch kar rahe hain, right? And unfortunately, that is not what is needed right now. And if somebody were to ask what are the options that Delhi has, let me just point you to one figure here, right? So Delhi, for instance, gives 2,800 crore as annual subsidy to electricity consumers across the state, right? 2,800 crores to everybody, whether you deserve it or not. GK2 resident gets it, right? Upmarket residents, everybody gets it. Some poorer residents as well get it. We are looking at a requirement of about 1,000 odd crore, right? Or in fact, even less than that for the small and marginal farmers in Punjab, right? If you were to actually think about what Delhi spends its money on and try and figure out, okay, how can we directly compensate? And ultimately, that's what it is, right? Delhi residents, annual sales of air purifiers.
Okay, hold that thought, Karthik. Hold that thought, because you know, Arvind Kejriwal is not on the panel to defend himself at the moment, but I just want to say this, that the smog tower that we showed you in Lajpat Nagar was actually installed by their local MP there, and Gautam Gambhir got it installed. So the BJP also is batting for the smog towers right now. So is Arvind Kejriwal, so is the Supreme Court. So let's not corner him alone on this one. And I don't want to make it a political debate. FII is all about just getting the basics on whether or not smog towers are going to solve Delhi's problem of air pollution. Okay, Jyoti Pandey is with us as well. Jyoti, your opening comments on what you feel smog towers will do for the capital.
So smog towers are not going to do anything for the capital. The only way to reduce pollution is to catch emissions at source and reduce them. I think everybody knows that, and I'm surprised that, you know, somebody like Mr. Kejriwal, like Karthik just said, who is an educated engineer, does not understand that. Now, I find two things very, very surprising. One, that none of the people who are supposed to be building these, IIT Bombay tried to get out of it and managed. IIT has been pulled. I don't understand why any of these people who are supposed to be building these towers are not coming out and telling us the scientific basis for these towers. All of them are really scared. Nobody wants to do it, but they're afraid to say it because the Supreme Court has said that you guys have to do this. Now, let's try and understand why the court has said this, okay?
Right.
Because the court has good intention. I think they are as tired as us because everybody breathes the same air. The judges are as desperate as us to get good quality air. If the governments, and I'm not talking about just Aam Aadmi Party, I'm talking about every single government, BJP, all the political parties, if none of them are doing anything about cleaning the air, the courts are kind of almost compelled to come out and say, okay, this is what you need to do. Now, here's the problem. The courts have good intention, but they do not have the expertise, whereas the governments do not seem to have the intention, whereas they could have the expertise with all these institutions they sort of manage, IITs, etc. So they could actually have the expertise to clean the air by bringing in all these institutions. So here we have a class.
What parallel solution are you saying?
Supreme Court has the intention,
if you say no
but
smog
not the
towers,
versus
then
the other.
what is required?
Yeah. So what is required is firstly a fully thought out plan. You can't constantly have band-aids. Every single year we start this whole problem. Now, firstly, the Punjab farmer, it is big. I mean, in that sense, Arvind Kejriwal is correct because you do have fires from Punjab contributing a huge amount to Delhi's pollution. It starts with a small amount. It's gone up to 17%. At its peak, it's 44%. And these are all numbers from the CPCB, where by end of October, beginning of November, we are seeing 44% of air pollution in Delhi coming in from smoke from Punjab. So in that sense, he is right. So I think two things. One, the wrong crop is being grown in the wrong state and now at the wrong time, because after the 2009 Preservation of Groundwater Act that Punjab has come up, which is telling farmers, you now plant the wrong crop, but also plant it at the wrong time, so that, you know, it's almost like, you know, we are going to be
I have last 2 minutes.
So you have to change the crop, and at the same time, not just change the crop, but also this Pusa decomposer. Why wasn't this thought about earlier? It's a cheap, easily accessible alternative to a box of matches.
I have last 2 minutes on the show, so I'll quickly take closing comments from everyone. But I just want to say this because this debate wasn't meant to be political at all, but a lot of blame seems to be going on Arvind Kejriwal. So I'm forced to sort of bring out his point of view because he's not here to defend his, his case at the moment. And Arvind Kejriwal and remember, this is the same argument that came in when odd and even was being discussed. Scientists said even then that it did not work. It probably brought down traffic, but it did not solve the problem of air pollution either. When all these questions have been taken to the Delhi Chief Minister, he's constantly said, give me another one. Tell me what else can I do? Because I don't have control over crop burning in Punjab and in Haryana. It's Congress and BJP respectively. And since I can't control them, I write letters to them. I take them to court. Since they don't listen to me, tell me what I can do. This is what I can do, so I'm going forward with it. This is what he has told a lot of us very categorically. I just thought it was important to point that out. Vimblendu, your closing comments. If not smog towers, then what? I think you're on mute, Vimblendu. Just unmute yourself, please. All right, while we fix that, Karthik?
So I think I completely agree that the solutions outside of Delhi are difficult for the chief minister here to control. But within Delhi, there are lots of sources. As Jyoti mentioned, there's phenomenal amounts of waste burning that happens within Delhi, right? Because we don't manage our waste very well. Repeated incidents of violations, but DPCC and CPCB or the SDA or the MCDs do not seem to have the manpower there. So 20 crores can buy you the manpower. Those 50 teams that are being put out on an emergency basis by CPCB can be put throughout the year if you were to spend that 20 crore on managing the waste burning within the city. What about congestion, right? At the end of the day, we know that, Corona has taken a toll in terms of public transport's ability to support the number of people who'd like to move around.
Right.
What has basically happened is if you go speak to Cars 24, anybody, second-hand car sales are shot through the roof. Right? So everybody wants to get their own private vehicle because they're afraid of getting into public transport.
Sure.
We need to, quell that fear, right? Ensure that proper practices are actually followed in public transport and ensure that it's actually made safe for everyone. Delhi right now seems to have reverted to a state where, Corona doesn't exist. Everybody walking around without masks, everything else. So if we don't address those issues, we'll basically go back to the problems that were ailing us in the past itself, right? So vehicle emissions can be addressed, waste burning can be addressed, and industrial units within the periphery of Delhi, Okhla Phase 3. I live in Okhla Phase 3. I see it on a daily basis, right? How they manage their waste, how they let their stacks just pollute out. Repeated complaints on any app, you take it, right? Nothing has been addressed so far. So if you were to put this money in addressing what is within the boundary, at least then showcase to us that you've done everything that you can. When you've not done that...
Actually, waste management and burning of that comes under the MCD, currently ruled by the BJP. Just a fact that I want to put out for the viewers as well. And lately, we've had Arvind Kejriwal government actually penalize them with almost 1 crore of penalty, but they refuse to pay. They've actually taken them to court. So, I mean, perhaps we should do a political debate separately on this to try and bring together solutions with political will. Your closing comments, Jyoti, please.
No, I will definitely say that in the matter of pollution, at least out of all the other political parties, at least the Aam Aadmi Party has tried, it has demonstrated that it is trying to do something. There has been a total failure of governance from the top down. And in this concept, I will hold the Bharatiya Janata Party. It's a ruling party in a lot of the Indo-Gangetic Plain states as well as at the center. And they are the ones actually with whom this responsibility and this blame actually is firmly with them, because I don't think, apart from making a statement here or there, there is nothing that has been done by the Prime Minister himself. I mean, if you can have, literally, I keep saying this, so you have Swachh Bharat without Swachh Hawa. I don't understand how you can even have that. So it's actually a travesty of even saying we have Swachh Bharat. You want to have Swachh Bharat, first give us clean air to breathe. So actually the responsibility starts, and he is not just the BJP head, he is the head of the country, he is the Prime Minister of the nation. So he should be the one really taking this thing forward. And unlike, at least Aam Aadmi Party is making noises, trying to do things too little, too late, but at least they are trying. I don't even see that trying happening at the central level.
All right, closing comments. TR Dua, you have 30 seconds, I'm told.
To tell you, see, all that what you're talking is, let's not get into the political one. There are long-term solutions that you need to think of year on year. As one of the speaker already said, you need to have a sustainable, business model where you could collect, store, and procure the waste, and that waste is converted to a useful product. The farmers should not think that this is a waste. If they think when they come that there is a useful product. Then secondly, you have to now enforce the usage of the BS4, BS6 compliant vehicles, which are very important, which will reduce, if you look at, in case of the diesel, they almost 70% emission is reduced. In case of the petrol, it is 25%. The second one also, which has been tried by the Indian Oil, as well as the idea is hydrogenated enriched compressed natural gas. So these are some of the solutions we need to think of. This solution which has been proposed by the Kejriwal government is a solution. We need to try it out, and it's a pocket related, 8 kilometer, 8 square meter, only 8 square meter, which is largely not the thing that we want today. The population is extended over square kilometers of the area. So these are some of the, there's a Now, the usage of the EV vehicles is very important. You should
Right.
enforce those.
I have to leave it there for the moment, sadly, sir, due to lack of time. But in conclusion, I think what we can say at this point is, and this is for everybody in the national capital, there are no bases on which smog towers will be like this magic wand which will come and clean our air. I think all scientists agree on that one fact, that it is no magic wand and it only cleans the air in its immediate periphery. So it's not going to solve the problem. But will it be done as a band-aid solution? Can it be applied only in industrial areas, only where waste burning is taking place perhaps? Well, that's something we'll have to wait and watch for. And at the moment, we really, really hope Supreme Court monitored committees, government, centre, state, all of them to give us clarity over what they will be doing in one voice. I think that's what people of the capital want to hear. That's it on FII today. We'll catch you again tomorrow at 11:30. Thanks for watching.